Okay, so for today's focus on what team needs weapons, I will be focusing on the Arizona Cardinals, who are another one of the worst franchises in football. Why? Well, even though they're the oldest franchise being established in 1898, they have barely had much success. They haven't really had much. They only went to that one Super Bowl in 2008 because they had legendary quarterback Kurt Warner, which they lost to the Steelers. And then they had that 1 year with Carson Palmer where they went to the NFC Championship and lost to the Panthers. But, of course, and then they had one good year of Kyler Murray, and that's pretty much it. They haven't really had much success. Now, anyways, on to the topic of what weapons the Cardinals need. Well, in short, they have far too many weapons they need. One of the weapons they need is a quarterback because Kyler Murray is just washed out. He only had that one good year with the Cardinals, and that was it. And plus, he's injury prone too. He can't stay healthy. And speaking of injured quarterbacks, both Kyler Murray and their backup Colt McCoy are hurt, and they're down to their two other quarterbacks, David Blough, which I forget who he is. David Blough, I'm not really familiar with because he's not really that familiar to me. And then Jeff Driscoll, I know him. They signed him from the Texans. Which, of course, both Jeff Driscoll and David Blough, they suck. In fact, they had to start David Blough last year. I mean, they had started 4 quarterbacks last year. Because they were just going through injuries. Well, actually, Trace McSorley got benched last year. Kyler Murray and Colt McCoy were the ones that got hurt. And really the only weapon they have, well, they're going to have an offense is James Conner, and that's it. Because once they get rid of DeAndre Hopkins, they're not going to have any receivers. And a receiver is one of the weapons they need. They also need a tight end and a bunch of others. And then for defense, they don't have a defense because J.J. Watt, and A.J. Green retired. So now they don't have a defense anymore. Like the Cardinals, they just lose a lot of weapons every year. And they don't really have special teams either. For defense, one of the main weapons they need is a defensive end and a defensive tackle and so on. Like they just have, since being established, they just have always need weapons. End of video.